Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to January. What are you playing for 2025? I am Mike Albertin, and who's playing some games with me tonight?
I am Joe Butler, the king of useless knowledge, and I used to be John Wick. Now I'm just a fat John Wick.
John, I am just here to talk about games.
I'm Kyle. I'm here to talk about games, what I've been doing in my life, and as not to be too topical, but a little tribute to an artist that I loved very dearly. In heaven, everything is fine. In heaven, everything is fine.
Oh, yeah, that did happen today, didn't it?
Yep, Dave Lynn passed away today, on the day that we're recording this.
Yeah, and I am Carson. I'm here. Ha!
Welcome back.
Yeah, just playing games and stuff, so, all right.
So we do this every month. We'll talk about some of the games we've been playing, then we'll go to TV and movie in the second half for near the end of this episode, like we always do. And I'll start us off with my normal Marvel Snap. I still play it. I'm less interested in it as I was, but I still play it. They still get my money. But game's still good. They're making some changes. They've been giving away more cards. They're making some acquisition changes because they know people are complaining. Like, they made it so if you're someone that isn't Series 3 complete, which is not me because I'm only some like 5 cards in the whole game, but Series 3 is the big pool where you get a lot of cards. They made it to where you'll get cards a little bit faster now. And so they're making a few small changes and trying to make the game more accessible for people who might want to come back, who quit for a while. So, I mean, they're listening to the crowd. I mean, I still enjoy the game. I think we're getting legendary cards here in the next couple months. So you can only have like one legendary card in your deck type of thing. I think that might be getting implemented soon because we saw it in some of the data leaks. So we'll see what comes, but game's still good. We're currently in the Dark Avenger Squad season. So they got some cool stuff, and yeah, I still play it. And I still play my stupid Doomsday Survivor game every day. So, and that game is dumb, but I, for some reason, play it every day. Just one of those games where you build a town, you go in, check on things, I click on stuff, then I leave it alone until the next day. Type of game. So, yeah. Joe, what is some stuff you've been playing?
I feel really bad. I've been really getting into like open world games lately. So my husband decided to spend money and get us a PAL World server because they just had the big overhaul update where they added some stuff and things like that. So basically I've been playing PAL World, which is the much better version of Pokemon in my personal opinion. And I say that wholeheartedly. Nintendo, suck my ass.
Yeah, I know.
But
Yeah, I can feel that.
yeah, the weird thing though that I think is also really funny is that people often compare and were also very profusely sucking Nintendo's dick whenever it happened. The game does not play like Pokemon. Even though the game does play like Pokemon, it's more of a survival craft game. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, it's basically just from the way I can explain it, it's basically Ark. So you basically catch Pokemon and you have them breed, and then you have them breed so they can basically.
I'm sorry, they're called pals.
You know what I mean? God damn it! They don't evolve either, by the way. So if one pal looks like another pal and they look similar, it's like, oh, they must evolve. No, it's just a different form. But you breed them to work in your labor camps to get stuff to increase like the stuff you get, so you can go fight the bosses. With the bosses like basically being gym leaders.
I don't know what you talk about. I run a fair shop. I run a fair union shop.
Just like me, all our pals are high and hardworking. So, they're doing what they can.
Are they allowed to talk to each other while they're at work, or no?
I don't even know if they actually talk, so it's whatever. But, I mean, I need metal to make my bullets for my guns to go catch other pals. I mean...
Are they only allowed to speak English, you fascist? I'm kidding. I love you, Joe.
Yes, they speaking. I don't fucking know. Yeah, but I don't know. It's a good game. I mean, you can play it single player. Honestly, if you want to, I recommend playing it single player. I just like my friends, so like some of them are out catching pals. We're doing things around. I'm basically just committing to where I'm exploring the map, and I have them. You can also set it to where it's harder, so you can do things like have it to where if your pal dies, you lose it forever.
Oh. Shit.
And like Nuzlocke and things like that. Yeah, but like I said, I'm
glad someone's doing like Pokemon but with actual multiplayer, because like that's a brilliant idea. Like Pokemon but with like actual multiplayer, and you and your friends can both can go catch the monsters and like stuff with them. Like that sounds amazing.
Yeah, plus, like I say, it's survival crafts. You're catching them and trading them. There's other villages where you can also buy them if you want to. You can sell your own, technically. So, I mean, it's a pretty good craft game, and, I like it for the most part.
There are black market PAL sellers and buyers.
You can catch Peepo.
Yeah, people or Peepo.
You can catch Peepo and then sell them.
Yeah, people. Yeah.
Did that lawsuit get dropped yet for that bullshit?
Fuck no, but they don't give a shit. They have so much money. They're literally willing to like just be like, all right, fine, here, Nintendo, here, take the money that you want. You win.
Well, the
happy.
lawsuit that Nintendo did sound like it was actually like false anyway, because the patent that they were saying that they broke, they did after the game came out or some bullshit.
Yes.
So that's not. They don't own the rights to what they're trying to say they do. They're just upset that somebody did something what they should have done first.
Mm-hmm. That's basically what it is. I very much see the new Pokemon game being really, really close to this. Like probably having like a food bar and like a cold bar and other stuff. Maybe some form of Pokemon quote unquote gun, but yeah.
I wouldn't go that far, but the rest, yes.
I don't think Pokemon and Nintendo would be that kind of edgelordy enough. It's like, I respect Pal World, but it kind of just seems like it's Pokemon, but it wants to be like edgelordy, and I don't like that. Like, I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to shit on the game nor shit on people who like the game, but it's just like that always rubbed me the wrong way about Pal World.
I've played it a lot and seen a couple edge things here and there, but nothing too over the top in my experience, anyway. As I said, that's because I run a good ethical shop.
Yeah, you can run a good ethical shop. Like the real point is like you can have like a ring that basically if you're attacking pals, they won't kill them, so you can catch them. Technically, they work for you. So like I have pals that are on a line that are crafting bullets. That's pretty funny. And but you can have it to where like, oh, here's a drug that they always take, so they're always running at max capacity. Here's drugs that they can take to not be depressed, so they can like. Work in overhaul mode. You don't have to do that. You can be an asshole and you can, but at the end of the day, it's probably not worth it.
All right.
Yeah.
And how much does a server cost?
I don't know. Yeah, my husband buys it.
All right. And John, what is something you've been playing?
Oh, I've beat it, but the last game that I beat was 1000X Resist. One of the best games I have played in a very, very long time. The game is amazing.
Yeah, I've heard about it all the time.
I highly recommend that game. It's probably one of the best stories in a game I've seen since like Nier Automata.
Ooh.
Would you say it's better than mouthwashing?
I have not played that. I know nothing about that outside of the name.
Mouthwashing.
No,
Yeah, you like my.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just gonna say it was like I did not play many games last year, but that is my game of the year by quite a bit. I cannot recommend that game enough. I hope it comes to PlayStation soon because I would really love to go through and get the platinum.
You sound like someone else I know.
Of course, yes. Right now it's only on Switch and Steam.
Also, I'll be able to play it on the new Switch too.
Hey, that got announced today too.
Yeah. Basically, here's what happened. I hear my alarm at 7 a.m. My first alarm, mind you, at 7 a.m. I pull off my sleep mask. I adjust my CPAP, and I put on my glasses to look at the trailer on my phone. I watch the trailer. I nod and say to myself, "Neat." Then I take off my glasses, put back on my sleep mask, and go back to sleep until my second alarm goes off.
Sounds pretty good.
And Kyle, do you have some games to mention?
Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure because you kind of cut off there when you said the name, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't hear
that's all
that.
good.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, actually, I do quite a few games. I've actually been a bit busy the past few months that I've been off the What You've Been Playing sub show, but I've been playing quite a few games. To start things off, so back when it was on beta for about a few weeks, about 2-3 weeks, I think, Sega rolled it out for the PC. I got to try out the beta for Virtua Fighter 5 Revo for the PC, and holy shit, I fucking loved it so much. I was already a big fan of the Virtua Fighter. God damn it! I'm sorry, I said L at the end. Virtua. There's no L in it. God damn it!
That's
I'm an idiot. Okay, sorry. Anyways, so I've been a big fan of Virtua Fighter since I got to play the first one in arcades. I just the controls always felt kind of weird and nifty and cool, and the graphics always looked really nice, and I liked the characters, and I don't know. I felt like Sega really nailed something so perfectly with the series, and I played all the sequels. They were all great. Like, I didn't play that much of 2 because none of my arcades really had it for some reason. They loved 1, but 2 just kind of floated by. But then I got to play 3 quite a bit in arcades, and it looked gorgeous. And I got to play the Dreamcast version, and then I played 4 on PlayStation 2 and Evolution on PlayStation 2 as well, and 5. And I loved all of this. And Sega finally coming back to Virtua Fighter and really giving it another chance has made me so happy, especially just from all the announcements from the Game Awards in December. Man, there's just like, I know I should be, as like a fully grown adult, I should be a lot more critical of like the game industry. And for the record, I am. I am. I'm very critical, and I have a lot to say about the fucking garbage way of how video game companies are run and how people are just being laid off left and right for greedy bullshit reasons. And I think this could be its own podcast. Man, there's just so many cool fucking video games coming out, and I'm so excited. So I got to try out beta for Virtua Fighter 5 Revo on PC, and it's fantastic. I put my money down for the official game to come out at the end of January on PC. So
that's not far.
Yeah, so it's not too far away from now. I'm very excited to start playing it again. I've also been playing this game called Marble It Up on PC. It's kind of like Monkey Ball, but like you actually control a marble instead of just controlling the world around the marble. And it's really fun. I'm a big fan of those like 3D marble games where you control a marble and you move and you bounce and stuff. Like, I just really like those games. I remember Xbox 360 had a bunch of those. Marble Excellence, or whatever it was called. Marble Blast, I think.
Marble Madness?
Yeah. No. Marble Madness is the arcade game from the 80s. I do love that game, though. That game's awesome.
I played Marble Madness on NES back in the day.
Yeah, good port, too. Surprisingly for, like, the NES, they handled it well.
Thank you to Mark Cerny.
Yeah, no kidding. Mark Cerny, that guy did so much important shit in the early, the 80s and 90s. His career started off so interesting. Anyways, so I've been playing Marble It Up, and it's a lot of fun, too. I got it really off Steam. It really gets that niche I love about 3D games. I've been playing a couple of random smaller games, too. So I actually got really into sports video games for some reason. Even though, like, in real life, I actually hate sports. I don't like playing sports. I barely like watching sports. But
I get it.
I've been in a weird niche with sports video games, and I started playing Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color. And man, those Camelot RPG sports games are so fucking incredible, and I love them. And I have been hooked on Mario Golf.
Say Camelot.
Would you?
Camelot is the developer.
Yep.
Okay.
Of Golden Sun and stuff.
Yes, they did Golden Sun. They did the Shining Force games. They've done a ton of great games. Anyways, I've been hooked on Mario Golf on Game Boy Color. I'm still in the story mode of that. You're getting closer to the end. I've also been playing an action RPG game for the Famicom called Super Chinese, part of this obscure action RPG series by, I think it's Culture Brain. It's a neat little series. It's an action RPG where you play as these two kung fu warrior kids who have to go save the world in each game. And Super Chinese 3 is pretty interesting. It's good. The controls have a bit of an input delay in them. It's a little weird. The second game plays so much better than the third game, but I'm still enjoying the third game. And I've also been playing more and more of Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6 as well. I bought those games when they both came out. Tekken 8 was actually a gift from a friend of mine. It was really sweet, and I thank him every day ever for giving me Tekken 8. I'm having such a blast with those games. And
you're playing as Terry?
He's not in Tekken 8.
No, I mean in Street Fighter 6.
I have not gotten the latest DLC characters yet for Street Fighter 6, but I'm gonna.
Have you seen the trailer for Mai yet?
Oh yeah, I've seen all the trailers. I just haven't had the spare cash to get the DLC characters.
No, the newest one that's about to come out. I mean.
Yeah, that's Mai.
Mai's
the newest.
Yeah.
I have been watching the trailers and they look amazing. I'm really excited for all the DLC characters. They look like a lot of fun. And Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8 have both been fantastic. That's just about all the games I've been playing. I think I still might have a few more, but I'll let everybody else go ahead for
We'll get back to you.
turns. Yeah, of course. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I love Street Fighter and Tekken because they both have abnormally bizarre storylines, and no one ever stays fucking dead in those fucking series, and it's like the funniest fucking thing ever.
That's part of the fun.
Even when they do stay dead, it's still like it's just like it'll be a dream scenario where it's like, wait, what?
Well, I thought
who has the most batshit story? King of Fighters, Mortal Kombat, or Tekken or Street Fighter? Just
Mortal Kombat.
Based on those franchise.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat, probably.
Guilty Gear.
Oh yeah, Guilty Gear is pretty fucking weird. Yeah.
I'm not a fighter fan, but I really want to play 6. I know they're going to drop a complete edition at some point.
Yeah, they will.
I do not like fighting games, but I've wanted to play this game ever since it was announced. For some reason, it looks cool. I think it was the fact that they were like, yeah, here's an open world. Go open world it up. I was like, okay, now you sold me.
The open world.
Yeah. Create your avatar. Create your own fighter.
Yep.
All right, and Carson, what are some games you've been playing?
Hello, my name is Carson Clark, and I am addicted to Balatro.
Yeah, not fair.
One of us had to be. It's like someone's gonna say they're addicted to Balatro.
You know, if you want to get better at Balatro, you should get drunk or high and just play harder. That's how I got further than I ever usually do.
Yeah, I've been playing it about once or twice a day, just trying to get through the first set of blinds, whatever they're called, or a run. Yeah, I've gotten pretty far. I've gotten to like probably 7 or 8 ante, and it just the thresholds to score just get out of my reach.
I'm telling you now, just look up something for Balatro. I literally watched a video and someone said that like, hey, give an example. You know your jokers work in order? Yes. So if you have your jokers up top, make sure you always save the multiplayer jokers for the ending so they can get the bigger scores.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
I found a couple of jokers that are kind of broken. At like there was one called a splash where every card you place down counts.
What?
Yeah, like every hand you put down, even though it's not in a hand, if it's not in a pair or anything else, it'll still count with that splash joker.
Interesting.
And a couple other ones. I've seen the banana a couple times.
Banana.
And another game I've been playing a lot. I think it's still beta, maybe. I'm not sure, but it's called Fields of Mystera. It's basically Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley, but with a more quality of life, and all the characters are in 90s anime style.
Ooh, sounds interesting.
Oh, it's this game. Yeah, I've kind of wanted to play this.
What's it called?
Fields of Mystara. It's Fields Mystria.
Okay.
I'll link the Steam page in the chat.
Yeah, I got that. Okay.
Yeah, as I said, all the characters in the game have that rounded 90s style or mid 80s to like mid 90s anime character design style. The big eyes, the rounded chin, and some of them actually look like they're right out of Ghibli films.
Yeah,
Cool.
I can see it. Crap! I might have to buy this. I just spent $70 on Rebirth yesterday or the other day. So.
God damn.
I'm buying it. Well, it was $40 to get Rebirth or $70 to get the twin pack on Steam. So I was just like, well, I might as well just go buy the entire thing. So I have Rebirth.
One of the big things you can do, I think, within regards to your equipment, like your water cans and whatnot, if you find the materials, like you can buy copper ingots off. There's a traveling salesman every day that has just random stuff, and they'll have copper ingots there you can buy, and if you go into the mines or just wander around and fall into them, you can go to the blacksmith shop where you can craft your own. You don't have to pay like thousands of currency. You just go to their blacksmith tools and you make it yourself. Along with other things like there's a small farming. There's like a little bitty small farming space in your farm, and everything else is like overgrown trees and whatnot. You can upgrade that, and there's fishing is very cool. Like it just bites a couple times, and you get an exclamation point, and just whoop, you don't have to fight it.
Okay, sounds kind of cool.
And there's and And a community center equivalent is the museum, where each new thing you get, you just put into the museum and you get rewards. There's a little plaque, or every shop in the world has a little bell cash register thing that the people working there don't have to be there. You just walk up to it and do transactions. Like I said, the one in the museum, you just drop into a 4x4 square and you drop in whatever you want to donate to the museum, however much you want, however much you found, and it automatically counts it.
Okay, so it's like a mixture of Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing.
Yeah, a lot like Animal Crossing. There's a lot of fruit and stuff to find and build, and there's a pretty decent story of you traveling to a low-ranked city from a low-ranked town in the sticks, and you being a farmer get roped into improving it. And every day you get renown and you get cash from the stuff you do and from the quests you do and the products you sell. And the renown levels up the town. It goes from like stone to copper to whatever rank. And what else? And the leaders of the town will give you specific tasks to donate to improve the town. Like you like one time they'll ask you to provide materials to upgrade the general store. That's how you get your second bag upgrade, and it goes on like that.
Carson, you've already sold me on the game, bro. You don't have to keep going. Trust me. Like, goddamn.
I'm sorry. Once I get rolling to explaining, that's what happens.
How long have you been playing it?
Maybe probably a good part of last month.
How have they been updating the game fairly regularly? I see it's early access. That's always something that I like. Are they going to keep updating the game, or is it I didn't know how the updates have been.
It says their last update was in November. I haven't seen any other updates, but I think there's a new one coming out soon. Oh wait, no. I am looking at their activities. So the latest news, their last update was in November, but it's really cool. I'm going after. There's one I'm trying to romance. Is the woman who runs the bathhouse, who is basically Naga the serpent from Slayers. If you know who that is.
No.
I love Slayers.
I know the anime exists. That's about.
I have seen quite a bit of it. It's been probably 15 years at least.
Okay, no, I'm not thinking. Is Slayers? No, I'm thinking of Drifters. Never mind.
Slayers is a redheaded woman, is all I know.
Yeah,
her name is Lena Evers. If I think that is her name, if I remember right from old dusty memories.
Yeah, that's the main character. I'm talking about her antagonist from mostly the movies and OVAs they're in.
Any other games you want to mention?
Any other games, right? Just been poking at some things. I popped into a little Crow Country. It looks good. Haven't finished it though.
Oh yeah, Crow Country's great.
I have it. I have not played it.
I forgot about that.
It's a really, really good story. It's worth the one that you can beat it in one sitting. I will admit the puzzles are a little goofy, and like the main thing I can tell, like the mistake from I had, if you legitimately get stuck on a puzzle, just look it up, because there's some that are like, oh, I could not have figured this shit out, especially by myself, because my husband sat there and watched me play it the whole time too, and we were just racking our brain over some of the stuff.
And I've also been playing Trepang 2, which is basically the indie version of Fear.
Like VR, like Fee 3er.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Yeah, you're like First Encounter Assault Recon.
What's the
better
name
than
of
the
it?
third game?
It's called Trepang 2. TREPANG with a little 2 as up there.
God damn it, Carson, quit fucking introducing me to games that I need to fucking play. God damn it. I'm already so backlogged that I am like fucking about to throw up.
Yeah, you have yeah, as I said, it's basically like Fear. You have a slowdown mechanic, and you can slide and tackle people, and
Ooh.
It's horror, right?
Not really. It's more just it's more of a typical military shooter, but it controls and fights well, just like Fear.
You can dual wield
Add to
shotgun.
wish list.
Same.
What?
You guys are funny. See, that's one of the things that's fun about these, and that's one reason why I keep doing these, is because it gets you to talk about, I mean, like, I played a few games like Lake, for example, is on this show only because somebody mentioned, what are you playing? So, we can introduce people to games they never would have heard of before. Or I can introduce them to Marvel Snap again and again and again. So
I like hearing about
Yeah.
Marvel Snap updates.
Yeah, I basically got a bunch of games over Christmas
That's
and
why I
just
love
been
coming on the show is your Mike's Marvel Snap. Sorry to interrupt.
like another game I've been playing. I don't know if I brought it up on a different.
Fine, you can bring it up again.
Luna Sid. Yeah, Luna Luna Sid, which is basically Kingsfield if you like moving faster. But you can set it to the old controls of Kingsfield.
Ooh, I like the arts. I like the art style a lot. Oh no.
What is it called?
Lunacid. Luna Lunacid.
Oh well, shit. That's just a PS1 game.
Yeah, it's pretty much, but it runs really well. It runs better than whatever. But there's also a lot of settings. You can set it back to old school controls. You can set it back to slow frame rate.
No,
a bunch of other.
This is what I mean when I say we need more, because I'm so sick. I'd say it's probably once time I'm on here. Ooh, they even have, go back to where it was originally. They have settings. There's midnight, VHS, PS1 settings.
Yes.
This is what I'm saying. I don't care about seeing the ass crack sweat of Spider-Man. Just make me a good goddamn fucking game. Holy shit. I don't care if it looks like a PS1 game.
All right.
Yeah, I'll if you get back to me, I might think of something else, but
Sure. We'll come back.
y'all can continue.
Joe, do you have any other games you want to mention?
Yeah, I'll go off on my weird tangent. I'll go off from one, bounce around from one to the other. Funny enough, it includes like what Carson plays. So speaking of old school PS1 games, I tried playing a little small horror game called, I think it's it's Alyssa. Very old school Resident Evil 1 indie game where it's basically Resident Evil Silent Hill. You're tasked to look for this guy. You're basically fun. I actually like, instead of making you, because sometimes whenever it's like, oh, this is a protagonist, but they can't really defend themselves, she's very specifically like German Black Ops. And so whenever she gets kidnapped, like she knows how to use a gun and everything, because you start off with a gun and everything else too. And you basically end up winding up in what is essentially a fun house that is run by, like, there's a bunch of dolls running around. And basically when you kill dolls, you get gears, you use those gears to buy more weapons. And you can even play dress up and switch your outfits. And each outfit gives you a different buff and things like that. I'm pretty sure it's mostly Resident Evil. I haven't been fighting things. I've been fighting things and I feel like I shouldn't have, but I got so far and I was like, fuck, this is hard. Because some of these people, when they make these Resident Evil knockoffs, they're like, oh yeah, so you're smart, right? And it's like, no, oh well, here you go. And like I got lost like twice, and I'm like, I don't think I need a fucking guide for this shit. So I got about halfway through it.
They're made for a certain kind of person, then.
They're made for a certain kind of person. It's the same concept as, I played this game. I can't remember. It was a horror game. I can't think of what it was called. But one of the puzzles literally involved. It's funny because you wouldn't know this unless you were old enough. One of the puzzles literally involved you using not a flash drive, a floppy disk. And you actually had to make it to where you could, you know how there's a lock on the floppy disk? You have to unlock the floppy disk to use it. And you would only know that if you were like from the 90s.
Oh,
I forgot about that.
You had a little red protection switch.
Yeah. I can't remember what it's called. It was like a weird Silent Hill knockoff game. Yeah, I played Alyssa. Funny enough, game that has aged horribly well. I bought the remaster for Shadows of the Damned. Looks great.
I need to play that.
It's
Fun.
It's one big dick joke. Piano Day, all one
But
big dick
it's
joke.
fun.
Yeah,
and
but
it plays well.
It
did when I played on 360 a few years ago.
Well, and that's the issue, is that it is in fact a 360 game. So like, oh man, there's escort quest, and there's like, oh, you got to shoot the snail and you got to follow the snail that walks at like half your walking speed, but you can't see, so you better follow the snail. And it's like, oh, here's a chase sequence where the enemy can't be killed, so you have to haul ass so it doesn't insta kill you. But I've been playing on normal. I don't know. I remember having a hard time. Maybe I am getting older in video games, but I was just zooming through it. I want to say I got through like the first chapter and I was like, oh, I'll play this later. And I was bored the other day. I was like, I'll play Shadows of the Damned. It's still on my PC. And I got from like the end of chapter 1 through like 4 boss fights. And I'm like, where the fuck am I? It's like, oh, you're already halfway through chapter 3. And I'm like, oh God, am I getting better at video games? So
it's also the 360 era in general. It's kind of like that.
I guess. The game does, and then honestly, it's $40, which is cheaper than Lollipop Chainsaw for some reason. But I would, personally speaking, just wait for it to go on sale and it might be $20. I bought it for $20. It's worth it. And then the last thing I can talk about, because Carson mentioned Fields of Mysteria, I got really back into Graveyard Keeper. I think all the DLC has been released for it. It's opposite of fuck is that game called? Stardew Valley. Basically, you're a graveyard keeper, so you have your graveyard. You can also grow crops, and you also have a church. But the whole point is that the game, once you get heavily invested in the game will eventually play itself. Especially with a lot of new DLC. A lot of DLC has it to where you can have zombies who mine and zombies who cut down trees and things like that, and to where at a certain point you can have basically zombies crafting for you while you're like down below fighting a dungeon that you need for the main quest. And it's pretty interesting, like I said, but it goes into kind of a thing of like, if you like Stardew Valley, I recommend it. But also it goes into a thing of if you also want the game to play itself at a certain point, you can probably get like 4 hours in and half the game's already playing itself.
Okay, I haven't, but I'll probably never play it. But
It's a game to chill and relax to. But
our mutual Power Ranger buddy plays it, Joe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was at one point. I know that. I kept seeing on the Steam pop up.
Well, that's pretty much what I got.
Okay. And Kyle, did you have you said you had some other games you wanted to mention?
Yeah, sure. Let me think. I have also been playing. This is speaking of my little sports video game thing that I mentioned, my little weird niche I'm going through of sports video games. I've actually not really discovered, because I remember I think playing this when I was super young, way back in the 90s. I rented it. Super Nintendo. It's this really nice, really fun and easy to get into sports game called Super Bowling for the Super Nintendo. And I just fired it up about a week ago, about a half ago, and I was like, oh, holy crap, this actually plays well. Holy shit, I'm like really shocked by this. So I every once in a while will just fire it up and like play a couple of rounds. And yeah, I'm at a point now where I can almost always score a strike. It's a really fun and easy to get into little bowling game. The way you maneuver your bowling ball and everything's also kind of clever too, but it doesn't take that much innovation to do it though. Like you just pick the size of your ball, pick your character, and pick how much oil you want on the bowling lane, and yeah, it's just super fun and easy to get into a little bowling game. It's music's actually pretty decent, and the graphics are nice and cartoony. Very.
I bet it doesn't hold a candle to Nestor's Funky Bowling for the Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy? Oh my god. I played some Virtual Boy games via emulator because I've never been able to find a working Virtual Boy. And
I had a Virtual Boy.
Oh my god.
I had a Virtual Boy. Yeah.
Nice.
I had Teleroboxer and Red Alarm, whatever it was, the one that's like vector graphics.
The spaceship, yeah.
Yeah.
Teleroboxer kicks ass. I've not really played much of Nestor's Funky Bowling, but I'm sure it's good too. But yeah, Super Bowling, surprisingly a fun little good sport. I have been playing through Lufia 2 for the Super Nintendo. Damn good RPG.
Nice.
Much better than that first game. It's weird. Like Lufia 1 is really slow and kind of boring, and just it's all right. And plus, like the parts of it that have not aged well in its gameplay, like I really don't like that. Whenever you beat an enemy, like if you're still aiming at an enemy even after it's dead, it won't go to another enemy. It just like you'll lose a turn. I'm like, wow, that's aged poorly.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah. If I recall correctly, that's what happened in the first Final Fantasy for the NES.
Like all the old 8-bit RPG games did that, and it sucked. Like that is not aged well at all. But like there were other Super Nintendo games that like fixed that and did so much better, like Earthbound and Metal Max Return. But yeah, Lufia.
Don't mention Earthbound around Mike. He gets mad.
I don't care.
He was there, and I don't get mad. I just don't like the game that much. I don't care if people love it.
I wasn't technically there on the recording, but I was in the episode. But yeah, I love Earthbound very much. It's my favorite video game of all time.
Goddamn, Mike, you don't like Earthbound, you don't like Undertale. What other knockoff am I going to make you play?
It's a weird theme, isn't it? There, you noticed there?
Yeah, I know.
Anti-Persia.
Mike hates Japanese interpretations of America.
Oh, that's fair.
I think that probably is it, to be honest. So,
hey, Johnny.
So I guess we should keep him away from Metal Wolf Chaos.
Oh man.
Oh no, he'll get a lot of that.
Metal Wolf Chaos.
It was amazing.
John, did you say you bought Final Fantasy?
I bought a Rebirth for PC. I've had it for PS5 since the day it came out, and I never played it. And so I'm like, well, it's coming to PC now, and it doesn't have all the problems the PS5 did, and I don't have a PS5 Pro yet. So I was like, well, I'm playing it on PC.
Yeah.
But before I forget, because this edible is starting to kick in, whenever you beat Rebirth, beat Emmanuel half to death for me.
Oh no. What'd he do?
He knows what he did.
Okay.
And I hope he hears this, so he knows what he did.
I wouldn't call him.
I will make sure to send this to him.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's play our favorite game. What did he do?
Oh God.
Listen to the Kingdom Hearts podcast. You'll know what he did.
Oh no.
There you go. Plug the other podcast.
Plug the other episodes we're in.
Yeah.
I will have to go message him and go like, the heck did you do?
Go check it. Go check out Games My Mom Found. It's a good podcast. Right now. Oh, what's up? But yeah, Lufia 2, damn good game. Really fun, like fast and energetic RPG. Good stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much all the other games I've played for these past month and a half and such. Thank you so much for having me back on the show, Mike, and thank you for having me to talk about the recent games I've been playing. Let's move on to our next.
I have a couple of other games I've been playing.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, sorry. I've been playing. I kind of started this and kind of stopped at a particular base, but I started playing this game called Smelter. It's basically you are Eve and Adam is kidnapped, and you come across a demon that helps you find Adam, but along the way you have to play ActRaiser.
Okay, I like ActRaiser.
Yeah, it has the two like sides, the side scrolling and the over the head building component. I haven't exactly dived deep into it, but it looked pretty cool.
Carson, I swear to God, I can only add so many fucking games to my wish list. Holy shit.
I mean, I have 138 on mine. I can always add more.
I have over 500, but hey.
And in penultimate, I want to talk about is a bullet hell kind of shmup called Steel Vampire. And you're basically a super big, your character sprite, your ship sprite is super big, and the play window is very small. You got a big HUD, but the way you play is that it's a roguelike, I guess. When you get as far as you can, and you get better weapons, and you get better pod, and when you die, you basically select which ones you want to do, and you can either start from where you left off, or you can start all the way from the first stage, which will drop better weapons and items, and you just keep looping.
Those kind of like a roguelite, or
yeah. But as I said, it's a bullet hell, and your ship is big, but your kill space is typical for. Your hurt box is pretty small, so you can really get in between bullet. And you have a constant meter draining, but killing stuff keeps it up. Oh no, the difficulty goes up when you're not shooting or killing things. As long as you as long as you are killing and shooting things, your difficulty will go down. And the last one, I guess I should bring up is. I got into Space Marine 2. I got it on Epic Games, and
Warhammer.
Yep, and I got to, I guess, when you're out of the tutorial, whatever, and I started into the story, and it's pretty cool. I admit I dropped down the difficulty to easy, but I'm an old man. I'm 40. I'm out the pasture. So yeah, it's fun.
There's nothing wrong with dropping the difficulty down.
I bought Space Marine 2 at the Steam sale and still have not played it. But
I'm sure you'll get to it soon.
Yeah, that's all I want to say now.
Okay, and John.
So I have two. The first one will be quick. I've talked about my addiction to Final Fantasy 14 on here many times every time I'm on here. But I've been still play that every once in a while. Sadly, I guess it was the last Windows update kind of screwed that game up for me. It does not run right anymore, and I cannot get it fixed.
Huh.
It for some reason it's got like a micro stutter and it dropped. I'm like VSync to 60 FPS because I'm on a 60 FPS television, and so
is it crashing for you a lot? Because when I played a couple weeks ago, it kept crashing on me.
I have not had 14 hasn't. I don't think it's ever crashed on me, but it's got like this stupid little micro stutter every once in a while. It'll drop to like 58 FPS. And I cannot figure out, and the most annoying part about it is that is what my old computer did when my GPU died.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing, but it's only happening in 14. So I know it's not the It's not my computer. I don't think. I'm pretty sure because it started when the last big Windows update dropped.
Yeah,
But
there's a lot of problems about that I've seen, heard.
yeah. So, but I haven't been playing 14 a lot, but me and my free company started doing the new Extreme the other night, and holy crap, that thing is insane.
So the Alliance Extreme?
No, Speen's
Oh,
Burden.
ah,
Yeah, we started doing that, and we went for about 3 hours. And our final, no, I think it was the second to final poll, we made it to Enrage. So, and we still had about 30% of health left. So we had a lot to do to get our DPS in, because we wipe when you get to Enrage, you wipe, and so you have to kill the boss before the Enrage goes off. But we had way too much health left. So, but that Extreme is nuts. I really enjoy it. We watched a guide and still took us 3 hours. Well, it took me 3 hours. They actually did it. Started working on it last Sunday, and then I joined on when we did it on Wednesday. Or this was Tuesday night. But yeah, that Extreme is really cool. I really like it, but it's really freaking hard.
yeah. I think last week I finished the 7.1 MSQ, and the stinger to that is very interesting.
I'm like I was not expecting those last 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I didn't know what they were going to, because I really liked Dawn Trail. I thought Dawn Trail was good. It's not
yeah, me too,
the
yeah.
best, has problems, but I thought it was good, and a lot of people are really poo-pooing that expansion. I don't get it, but
Yeah, me.
yeah, 7.1 started. It was a little. They touched on a bunch of stuff, and then you get to that end, and you're like, oh shit, okay, this is really interesting.
Looking back, I should have seen that coming.
Oh yeah, I wonder what happened in Living Memory. I'm like, okay, what does that mean for what's happening in Solution 9? Because who is that? I mean, I know who it is, but who is that?
Yeah, who's the fake? And I should have seen there's this organization called Preservation, and
Mhm.
I should have remembered they were probably still around somewhere doing stuff, so it's probably their fault.
Maybe, I'm assuming this person was locked inside the tower we shut off. I don't know. I can't wait for 7.2 whenever it drops in March or April, maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of reignited my curiosity and the playedness of it, but my sub ran out a week ago, so after I finished that, so yeah, I gotta wait until I pay it again or something. Or I might just,
I have a house, so I don't let my sub run out.
yeah, I might leave it alone for a couple months and just come back.
It's honestly right now, even as a tanker, I was playing White Mage the other night trying to get some tomes, and even that was taking 4 or 5 minutes to get a party in roulettes. So it's really hard to get a party going right now.
Only the 11 days.
Yeah, it's all doom and gloom about people leaving and people playing, numbers going down below 1 million or whatnot. So,
oh yeah, and I mean,
it's in between patches, it's in between expansions, so I can expect that.
Oh yeah, and people, actively forget that Yoshi P is like, hey, go play other games. I want you people to go play other games. Don't stick with 14. Go play other games.
I've heard people actively resent that notion.
No, I have a little over 2,300 hours in 2 years, and I kind of burnt myself out a little bit because I didn't play other games. Like for the last 2 years, I have not played. I think the longest break I took was 2 months when Lies of P and Armored Core 6 came out, and I played both of those. But so between the Windows issue and there just not being a whole lot to do, and so I'm kind of on a break, but I still jump in every 2 or 3 times a week for an hour or so.
Yeah, I still need to level other jobs, level crafters, do the job quest, or whatever they're called, the role quest. Yeah, I need to get those done because the new combined one comes out soon.
Yeah, they just updated the website for the new role quest. I have Black Mage, Bard, and Dragoon left, and I will have everything to 100.
The only ones I have 100 are Summoner Scholar, because duh, and Dragoon, and I think Reaper. Those are the 4 I have up to 11. I mean, up to 100. I said it's duh because if you level your Scholar, you also level your Summoner, because it's connected by the Arcanist.
So that's why I played Scholar, because I didn't want to play Summoner. when I was leveling it. I was like, I don't want to play Summoner. I don't want to play DPS and have to deal with DPS queues. Those DPS queues are a monster. But yeah, I just got my Fisher to 100, so that's all of my crafters and gatherers are capped. I haven't all of those except for Fisher done a week after 7.1 came or 7.0 came out. Like that was the first thing I did before I even started Dawn Trail. So it's 14's always in the wings. It's
I
always
get that.
looking at me right there. Both of the launchers, whichever launcher I decide to use. I have 2 launchers for the game.
Let's go to TV and movies then. I think we covered all the games that we wanted to mention.
I actually had one more if we have
sure.
quick time. The last thing that I've been regularly playing is Gotham Knights, a game that I really, really like. Gotham Knights, and all of its problems really piss me off because I really like that game, but it has so many issues that
I
just
really enjoyed it
annoy
too.
the shit out of me.
Who you playing as?
I've actually, so I started as Batgirl, played her for the first 6 hours. I'm about 20 hours in. Then I switched to Robin, then I switched to Red Hood, and then I switched to Nightwing. And so right now I'm playing as Red Hood. He's probably my favorite, I think. It's between him and Batgirl is my favorite.
Red Hood Gang. That game's actually funner with people. I say that because I played it with my husband, and we had more fun than if I was playing by myself.
I can definitely, like, there are so many encounters where you're sitting there going, like, okay, you're supposed to have a second person to go over and do this thing while you're keeping the bad guys off, and playing it solo is the Clayface fight made me want to throw my controller through my television. I bet I spent an hour trying to beat it. I hate that fight so much. That fight's so bad.
I don't remember shit from that game.
I really enjoyed the characters, and the overall story for the game is not great in my opinion, but the character stories, like the stuff going on with Jason and Barbara, like that's fantastic. I would love to have more of that.
Definitely switch characters. You'll get a better experience.
I just realized, and just want to poke it real quick, I got back into playing Anthem, believe it or not.
I remember that game.
Do you still play that?
Yeah, I still play it.
Yeah.
There's a single player to it. It's service, but there's a single player part to it, so you can still play it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that was about it.
Right. Let's go to TVs and movies. I'll start first. So I did see 2 movies in theaters. I saw Lord of the Rings, War of Rohirrim, or Rohirrim, however you pronounce it. That's a good movie.
Oh.
It looks like fun.
I enjoyed it. I took my son. I think he got a little bored because we were there it's a 2.5 hour long movie, and we got there about like 20 minutes early just because of me and timing. I didn't want to be late, so we were too early. So I didn't get, at one point he was kind of like, okay, like he was ready to go. He was tired of sitting there. He's 17, but he was still tired of sitting there for 3 hours. But
so it's short for Lord of the Rings. That's what you're saying.
I mean, that is true, but it's a good movie. I really enjoyed it. It got me kind of thinking about Lord of the Rings again, which I haven't really thought about in a while. Then I also saw Nosferatu in theaters.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I tried to get a good nap in, but I just kept waking up and falling back asleep, waking up and falling asleep, and the movie wasn't over yet.
Stop. How dare you talk about the Robert Eggers movie like that? Second off, hell yes, Robert Eggers. That guy fucking...
I didn't feel good in the first place. My wife wanted to go. I didn't want to go. Oh, no. I was already tired to begin with, and I don't know. The movie just wasn't... I do want to watch it someday in my own home and see what I think of it with subtitles where I can understand what they're saying. But I know a lot of people are really loving that movie. I wasn't in the right mindset, and I didn't want to be there. So
I think in some theaters they can give you a little thing for closed captioning if you ask.
Yeah, they pretty much have that in all theaters. It's kind of a required thing because it's made people, who are disabled.
It's like a little screen or something you set inside.
It shows you the closed captions. It's for closed captions.
Cool. All right, learn something new. But yeah, there's only 2 movies. I'll wait for the other stuff to come around. And Joe, any movies or?
I would like to go last for a very specific reason.
Oh, okay. John.
I have some movies and some TV shows, but I can do movie now. I saw Sonic 3, and holy crap, that movie's amazing.
Yeah, I saw it too. It was awesome.
That movie it's the best one. It's the best of the 3 by a lot, in my opinion.
When a Live and Learn kicks in at the end, come on.
Mm-hmm. I was literally sitting there watching that ending and I was like, how come we not get a live action Dragon Ball Z movie?
Yeah.
We did.
No, we didn't. No, we did not.
I'm going to make you watch that one day, motherfucker.
I'm fine watching it.
It's bad.
I know.
I'll watch it. That movie's... I hate watch that movie anytime I get a chance. But
yeah, you should watch the Korean and Filipino Dragon Ball movies, whatever. Like the one with Puar smoking.
I only
So,
have so many brain cells.
something tells me maybe you watched the Team 4-star reviews of those?
Yes.
Yes, same. That was the second one they did. I'm like, I legit want to watch that. That one looks really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sonic was fantastic. Can't
Nope.
recommend it enough. Can't
Nope,
wait for it to come out on Blu-ray.
Not too many Sonic
no.
spoilers, please. I haven't seen it yet.
No,
I haven't either, and I would do want to.
Okay. I won't say anything more. Ciao Garden. Excuse me.
I'm so excited for Chow Garden.
All right, John. Anything else? Any other movies?
No more movies. I have a couple of TV shows, but whenever we get
Okay, we'll come back to that because if they involve anime, which I'm assuming some do, I want to save all the anime for a certain thing.
Actually, no anime.
Okay. Kyle, any movies?
Yes, actually, quite a few. So start things off right before Christmas literally on Christmas Eve day. So the day of Christmas Eve, I got to go check out Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and fuck me, I loved this movie. Holy shit!
Yeah.
So
No spoilers.
I'm not. Don't worry. I'm like you people who were like, I like this part, and I liked when the music played at this part. Like, I won't say anything.
Oh no, I had to know. Fair point. I know lit people. Yeah, I had to know if.
No, of course.
Yeah, I had to know that.
I have a friend of mine who's also like fucking loves Sonic, and like she asked like, oh, did they do this part of this thing? And my friend who had seen it was like, yes, and he's like, oh my god, thank you. And anyways, so I've had a weird relationship with the Sonic movies where I actually didn't like the first one that much. It kind of irritated me. Like I felt like it felt like such a modern cliche kids movie with no actual like innovation to it, except for like, yes, the Sonic character, and like, Ben Schwartz as Sonic is like, he's funny and charming. He does a good job. But I don't know, like the first one didn't really win me over, and I was just like, I don't know if I really liked it. And then I watched Sonic 2 because a couple of friends of mine during COVID lockdown were like, you know what, I think this should be a nice little group movie. I'm like, okay. And then I watched Sonic 2 and I was like, oh, holy shit, that was a lot better than Sonic 1. Like, wow, that was a vast improvement. And then Sonic 3, it's like, you know what, I'm actually kind of feeling the hype. So I saw Sonic 3 in theaters, and god damn, I loved it. I even, you know what, fine, I'm 34 years old. I'm going to say this right now. Y'all can laugh at me. I fucking cried at the end of the Sonic. There, I said
Dude,
it.
I'm 40. Get in line.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny. I just want to add on to it. I think it's funny you mentioned that, Kyle, because I have the opposite issue. I love the Sonic first movie. I didn't hate the second one. I had that issue with the second one where I felt the second one was way too kiddie. And my only reference for that, the unneeded dance number in 2 is very much like a kid thing, and I'm like, oh, this is padding, but
the second one was like a step down for me from the first one.
Man, I feel so weird because I felt the exact opposite, because I felt like 2 felt like an actual like adventure. Like, yeah,
that's fair.
This is what I want from a Sonic movie. I want like an adventure with Sonic characters. None of this like, I'm a cartoon character in the human world crap. Like, I've seen that so many times with kids movies, and it's gotten so old. And even as a kid, I didn't like it. Actually, as a kid, it pissed me off because it's like, what the fuck? How come there's no cartoon characters in my fucking world? I want to hang out with these cartoon characters. Fucking movie, you lying to me? Because in this movie, they have the cartoon characters in the world. Well, but like, why can't the cartoon characters be real in my world? Yeah, I was a little kid. Don't talk to me about like logic. I was a little kid. But
that's a great comparison, though. I never thought of that because 1 is very much an origin story. Yeah.
No, sorry. It's just like that was always such a thing for me as like a little kid. Like whenever I'd watch a kids movie where like the cartoon character comes to the real world, like why can't they come to my real world? I want to hang out with them. This fucking sucks.
Because we live in the worst timeline because we killed Harambe. That's why it happened.
Yeah, goddamn.
First it was Harambe, then it was Tim Curry, then it was David Bowie, and now and what?
Tim Curry's still alive.
No,
I thought that too. Yeah,
no shit. I mean, I mean Alan Rickman.
Oh yeah.
Tim Curry's still plenty alive. The guy's still there.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Alan Rickman, David Bowie, and sadly David. What's his name? David Lynch.
Yeah. Shockingly, I actually fucking loved Sonic 3. I thought it was a damn solid, even especially for a kids movie, a damn solid movie. Really great performances from all the lead actors as the Sonic characters. Even the humans, I was like, oh yeah, wow, they're even bringing in good performances. And then, Keanu Reeves' Shadow. that's like brilliant casting. Holy crap! Like this like edgelord of like this like this kid's video game character, edgelord of a character. Who do we get to voice him? Keanu Reeves. Like, oh, that's brilliant. Oh my god! Like Johnny Utah himself, Keanu Reeves as this character. That's fantastic casting. So yeah, I love Sonic 3. I had a total blast. As a grown-ass adult, I cried at the end. But yeah, damn good movie.
Kind of bringing that John Wick energy and Johnny Silverhand energy.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. But yeah. Sonic 3 was a blast. And to anybody who still has not seen it, go see it. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun. I swear you will have a blast at the movie. It's a fun time. I think you'll really enjoy it. Moving along, I saw about a week and a half after, about 2 weeks after, I saw Robert Eggers' latest movie, Nosferatu. Damn good movie. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna say though, I've loved just about every Robert Eggers movie I've seen. Although I'm going to be brutally honest, as much as I love Robert Eggers, I did not give a fucking shit at all about the North. That just did not look appealing to me at all. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Robert Eggers, I love you. I think you're a brilliant director. You're probably one of the best modern directors we have right now. But, like, fuck, I did not care about the North. Holy shit.
I
Like,
think The Northman is actually the only one I have seen.
wow. Oh, that's weird.
Same.
What an odd bit of timing.
Freaking love The Northman.
No, I get it.
It's really slow, but it's the actors, like the actors, Anna Joy and Alexander Skarsgård are both freaking incredible in that movie.
It has a total. I get it has like a total need for a lot of people. Like, well, not like a lot of people, but like like it has this certain thing about it that I think gets a lot of people. So I can totally. Yeah, I loved Nosferatu, but I gotta say, I think my favorite Eggers movie still might be The Lighthouse. I also loved his debut movie, The Witch, from 2015. Oh, Jesus, that's going to be
It's a good movie.
weird.
Didn't you watch The Witch?
Don't you mean the Vivitch?
Yeah, The Vivitch.
The Witch.
Yes, The Vivitch or The Witch is a fantastic little horror movie, and I loved it. But yeah, I think my favorite Eggers movie is still The Lighthouse. Nosferatu is excellent, really well shot, beautifully filmed, great performances. I had not really seen anything with Lily Rose Depp, but I gotta be honest, she fucking killed it. She was amazing. Really good physical performance too. Like a lot of those like spasms she has, and her body reacting to these weird spasms in like her body of like almost like seizure fits of like feeling Nosferatu. Like those looked extremely painful, and I'm like, wow, she must be extremely fit to go through all those, like to act that out and like not be probably severe pain after. But yeah, really good performances from the entire cast. Nosferatu is played out to be what he should be, a fucking creepy, gross, disgusting monster. And that movie plays it out in spades, and it's exactly how it should be. It's disgusting, it's gross. That's exactly what the character should be. But yeah, great movie. And then finally, I actually saw this at home. I watched this, I think a day or two before New Year's Eve. I saw the I'm gonna butcher her name. Because I'm awful at French, even though I'm Canadian, so you think I'd be better at French. I saw the new Coralie Frege movie, The Substance. And before I talk about The Substance, I just want to say I'm already a huge fan of her work. I'm a big fan of Coralie's previous film, Revenge, which came out, I believe, in 2008. It's available on Shudder, so if you have a subscription to Shudder, I believe you can watch it there. I believe it also got a Blu-ray, I think. I'll have to double check. But yeah, it's called Revenge. Content warning, there's sexual assault. It's a really, really interesting and like very tightly wound thriller, really good horror movie, really pulsating, pulse-pounding stuff. It's a damn good movie. Revenge is a masterpiece. And anyways, I saw her newest movie, The Substance, and I fucking loved the hell out of The Substance.
I gotta say this, ask this of everyone who has seen The Substance, because it always comes into my head, but have you seen The Stuff?
Yep, the Substance reminded me of so many types of like movies that I already love. Like it reminded me of The Stuff. It reminded me of David Cronenberg movies. It reminded me of another great special effects man, he's not a director, but he did special effects for a lot of different directors. He really reminded me of the works of Screaming Mad George.
Yeah.
A lot of
I've
movies
heard of
in
him.
the late 80s and the early 90s. And the Substance also reminded me a bit of the works of Brian Usna. He's a director. He's done a couple of different horror movies. I know he started off his career with The Animator. Anyways, The Substance was amazing, and I fucking loved it. I can see why it's getting award buzz. Like it actually got nominated for a Golden Globe, and Demi Moore won for Best Actress in a horror comedy in a comedy / musical movie, which is weird. It's labeled that. I mean, it is a comedy, but it's really fucking dark. But
you bringing up Screaming Mad George reminds me that he made a video game.
Yeah, he did. He made a couple of video games. I know he made a this weird 3D pinball game set in hell.
Yes. Yes, called Paranoia Escape. I linked it in the podcast. So yeah.
Thank you. But yeah, I loved The Substance very much. The movie blew me away. Demi Moore is fantastic in it. Really creative movie. Really brilliant body horror. I think it talks so much about so many different things, so many different subjects and just topics. Really well crafted movie. The Substance is honestly one of the best movies I've seen of this year. It is in my top 3 movies of the year. And that is all the movies I have seen for this month.
All right. And Carson, do you have any movies to mention?
Just basically Sonic 3. Saw that. I saw that Christmas Day because I got some money and some other stuff. So yeah, I watched it. I really loved it. I really liked it. Or are we moving on to TV and whatnot?
We're about to, yeah. If you don't have any other movies to mention,
no. If I can start on TV real quick,
I'm gonna have Joe start on TV.
Okay.
Oh, I was gonna say I have movies, if anything.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah. Okay, I guess Joe, you want to do your movies, and we'll come back to it.
I thought we were doing shows first, then movies. That's my bad, but
Awesome. It's okay.
Yeah, just a couple. I hope I don't peak the mic, as I'm doing my best impression of my favorite actor. I hope my husband hears me too, by the way, which is, Mommy, Daddy, why have you forsaken me? And I watched Longlegs.
Hell yeah.
That is such a goddamn Alan Wake fucking David Finch fucking movie. Like, goddamn, was I blown away by that movie. And very, very good. Could not tell it was coming. Less of a horror, like, kind of, like I said, reminds me of Alan Wake 2. Less of a horror, more of a thriller. Really good supernatural thriller. And then the other thing that I watched was also a very good horror murder mystery. I watched Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. Basically, a bunch of rich kids get stuck in a mansion during a storm. One of their friends dies, and they have to figure out who it was. And it's the game that they were playing while they were drunk is, I guess, the normie equivalent would be werewolf, I guess. Basically, someone's secretly a killer, and you go around killing everyone, things like that.
Wasn't there a movie based on werewolf? Or werewolf? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I liked it, and it's even funnier. The ending is probably a really good twist ending that even I didn't see coming. But it's what amps up that gives it a little bit of formality to all the characters. It's kind of like, what's that movie you watched, Mike? Abigail, yes. Yeah, it's like you don't want any of these people to win because they're all just shitty, awful people. So that also kind of helps too, and trying to figure out who's obviously the worst person there. But like I said, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the murder mystery aspect, and yeah, I recommend that too. So those are my 2 movies for the most part.
Okay, Carson, yeah, if you want to start on TV but no anime yet.
All right, yeah, sure. Would you count streaming as TV?
Yeah. Streaming is TV.
Oh yeah, last week I think it was the week after watched the great majority of Awesome Games Done Quick and loved my favorite segment was the Crazy Taxi with a live band.
Yes. This year's Games Done Quick was fantastic. There were so many runs that I loved, and I favorited on watch.
Did you guys see the guy with the flute playing Elden Ring?
Yes. Oh
No.
yeah,
That dude was insane.
That was amazing. That was so just like holy.
Like he beat all the bosses almost. Well, I think he got hit by one, but almost no hit by playing the game on a flute. I was like, holy shit, that's amazing.
I think it was like an electric saxophone or something.
Yeah. Same instrument or same kind of instrument.
So yeah, I watched a great majority of that because it's a week-long marathon of speedruns. I watched most of the Awful Block, which is always best block. And as I said, the topping of it was the Crazy Taxi Crazy Box with a live band.
I saw part of that on a TikTok thing. Yeah,
they would start playing a song during one of the missions of the in the Dreamcast version of Crazy Taxi, they have this thing called the Crazy Box, which are basically little mini challenges, kind of tutorial-esque that you go through and complete. And a speed run was done, and every time the person got through a stage, the band had to stop immediately and sing something else during the next stage. So it was funny as hell, but I loved
why
it.
they did that, right?
To get around copyright.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna say, like, I hope people realize that's why they did that. Like, they're not gonna play the full song because, like, yo, DMCA, like.
It's stupid that that's a thing. Like, copyright law is awful.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to go through the playlist and find one of the guys that he's a meteorologist. He's on a weather live stream channel that I watch when there's storms and stuff. He did a game there. I got to go through and find his playthrough. Yeah, he was there during the big snowstorm and stuff that weekend. There, the guy on the weather stream was like, he was saying like, "Hey, Andy's going to be on AGDQ at some point. That's why he's not here."
That's really cool, though.
And also one of the big streamers that I follow, PMC Trilogy, ran G-Savior, basically a sequel to the live-action Gundam movie of the same name.
Oh, that movie. Ooh, gotta find that one then.
Yeah, PMC Trilogy does. His main thing is doing a challenge called the PlayStation Instrumentality Project. Pip. He is playing through every single NA PlayStation game in order.
That's a lot.
Yeah. He's up to Suikoden is next.
Good game that I really want to cover on this podcast one day.
Yeah, he plays them to. He either plays them to completion, or he plays them enough to say, nope, I don't want to play this anymore. As in, i.e., mini sports games, he won't play for very long or won't finish, like baseball, football, basketball games, whatnot. Yeah. So he streams playing them in order. Oh, in release order, if I may say. Yeah.
Okay.
Goddamn.
But yeah, follow him, watch his stuff, watch everything. He's really good.
All right.
And what else? Oh yeah, I didn't catch the first episode, but I caught the second episode of WWE Raw on Netflix.
Oh right, they're on Netflix now. Crap, yeah. I forgot.
And it was good. It was really good. The quality and the production really is pretty different. And the stories that are going on now are very interesting, with Seth Rollins versus CM Punk and and the Royal Rumble's coming up soon. John Cena is on his farewell tour. And if you know who this is, Penta Jr. joined WWE and had a debut match against Chad Gable.
John Cena saying goodbye because fucking James Gunn has offered him a 10-year contract as Peacemaker.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, Peacemaker's great. Speaking of wrestling, I'm just going to say, did anyone see Kenny Omega's AEW entrance?
I need to watch that. He had a custom song done by Soken from
by Soken and voiceover by Nobuo Uematsu.
And I think
the song's amazing.
And also whatever his name is, Chris Anderson or whatever his name is, who sung the Into the Distance. I forget.
Mike, Kyle, you know who Kenny Omega is?
I know the name.
Yes, I know.
Okay, he's a very anime video game inspired wrestler. I think he did a whole Sephiroth outfit, and then he was also Sans Undertale at one point.
Oh.
That's awesome.
And also came out to Megalovania as well.
Yeah, came out to Megalovania as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so keeping up with my wrestling stories and whatnot.
Do you have any TV shows that aren't anime you want to mention?
Yeah, sure. I could probably wrap up a few things. I haven't actually been watching too much TV. I've been watching some. So for Christmas, I just kind of watched a lot of my usual favorite Christmas episodes of stuff, which included the Christmas episode of Northern Exposure, which I love that episode so much. It's such a cool episode. And I watched a few other typical Christmas episodes of shows that I love, like Frasier, Night Court, a couple other shows too. Just a really nice little Christmas episode. And yeah, it was a nice little thing. That's pretty much all I haven't actually been watching too much television that isn't anime at the moment, but I have been watching a lot of anime, so I'm excited for the next segment.
Okay. All right, I'll go next. I have a couple shows to watch or mention. I started watching Squid Game Season 2, and we're almost done with that. We got one episode left to go, but then I came down to record this. Enjoying it. It's good. I think it's pretty good. I can't remember a whole lot because it's been a couple years since Squid Game season 1. I think it's been a couple years, but it's still pretty good. And then I've been on a weird kick a couple days ago. I started going down the rabbit hole of YouTube white collar crime documentaries. Well, like Ponzi scheme, and I just found a ton of different like short 30-minute documentaries about hackers and all sorts of stuff, and it's really damn interesting. I'm like, it's just something I put on the background while I'm editing or while I was playing X-Men Legends, like, and I'm just like, yeah, and I just went down a rabbit hole of them. Like I found one about.
You were saying YouTube, not YouTube.
Like I was watching one about McDonald's Monopoly about a guy who was essentially was in charge of it by accident and like just letting all his friends win. So, of course, you can guess what happened after that when they put 2 and 2 together. Why do all these people all know this one guy? So, yeah, it's pretty damn good stuff, actually. Kind of fun. It's a fun rabbit hole.
Mike, that reminds me, have you watched the TV show or listened to the podcast version of a series called American Greed?
I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever heard of it.
You should watch it. It's fucking addicting. It's so good.
American Greed is, like, I've never seen a full episode. I've only watched like bits and pieces on YouTube. American Greed's freaking amazing.
I'm more used to the podcast because when I went to the States on a road trip back in September for my vacation to Seattle and Portland, Oregon, my legal guardians and I, like, we played that throughout most of the car trips, and oh my god, I got so addicted.
Yeah, you can find a lot of the episodes free on YouTube.
I mean, I'll check it out then, because I do like stuff like that. I really like white collar crime. It's just interesting to listen to. So, yeah, that's all I got that isn't anime either. John, did you have any shows that weren't anime?
Yeah, I got a couple. I've been watching. I just it's about 3 weeks. 2 weeks ago. Finished the second season of Yellowstone. The show's so good. I love Yellowstone. I've always followed it, but I've never watched like start to finish, and it just ended. So I kind of know what happens, but I've never seen it start to finish. So been watching that. I give it a recommend. Yellowstone's really solid. I know it kind of falls apart later seasons, but I've been really enjoying the first 2 seasons. And then the other show I watched that, holy crap, I can't wait for the second season for it to come out, is Dune Prophecy. Dune Prophecy is fantastic. It's one of the best things HBO's put out in a while. Takes place 10,000 years before the movies, so you don't have to worry about anything of that screw anything up. But it's basically the story of the sisterhood that then become the Bene Gesserit in the later movies, kind of the leaders, how they started. It takes place 130 some years after the Machine War, where basically they wiped out all thinking machines and outlawed them, like all AI, all like guidance, like for ships. So they had to start relying on the spice to enhance people to be able to use them as like living guidance for their ships through like warp space and stuff. But it's 8 episodes, I think, really solid. It's the highest praise I think I would give this show is there are younger versions like 30 years ago, and then the versions in present day of the characters. And I don't know how they did it, but the younger versions of the main actors from the main story and the present day stuff, the younger versions, they look like they could just grow up to be them. They look so close to, like, I can totally picture this actor being this actor 30 years from now, or when they're older. Like it's almost uncanny. It's like almost you would think they did it with AI or something. If they didn't, but it's so insane how they made found actors that looked exactly just younger versions of their older actors. It's wild. Everyone in that show is fantastic. I can't praise Dune Prophecy enough. I honestly don't even really have any nitpicks for the show. The only thing I could think is some of the there's one character that I like. Some of the timeline from like when they were born to now does not add up, but I kind of glossed over it. So yeah, I highly recommend Dune Prophecy, and I cannot wait for season 2.
Interesting. They made a Dune TV show.
Mm-hmm. It came out like a month or so ago.
Yeah, I didn't even know that, huh?
Yeah, the trailer was popping around for a while, but it seemed to kind of go under the radar for the most part. But yeah, Mark Strong and the 2 actors that I knew were Mark Strong and the woman from she was in Chernobyl. She played one of the main female scientists in Chernobyl, and she's the main character. And it's another thing is like all of the people in that show there's like one character that's not a piece of shit. but you still are kind of rooting for the bad people. Like everybody in that show is just monstrous, but they're so compelling.
I need to watch Chernobyl before I fucking take it all fucking HBO or
Chernobyl is, I think I've watched it 2 or 3 times. I know I've watched it twice. Chernobyl's incredible. But yeah, I think that's it for me for shows.
Okay. And I guess we will, because he left a message, we will continue on to the anime corner. My anime corner, Joe's anime corner. Please pause so Mike can cut in the intro. Joe's anime corner, anime corner. I watch a lot of anime, especially around this time. Pause has been finished. So I don't want to go first anyway. So who's been watching anime?
I have.
Would you count Creature Commandos as anime?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I
If
saw
it had been tomorrow night, yes, I would have, because I would have probably binged watched all of Castlevania Nocturne.
Yeah, if you would talk,
I need to do that too. But
if you would talk if you would talk animation, we can do animation, then straight Japanese. But I haven't watched Creature Commando yet. Is it officially over?
Yeah, I think last episode was last episode, and it was good. It was surprising but good.
I might know life that because I completely forgot that the Harley Quinn show came out today, and I have to actually watch all of Kite Man.
Kite Man existed.
I did too.
Kite Man, hell yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 6 episodes though.
Yeah, they're all like 6 or something episodes. Probably anime wise, I haven't seen a lot of anime now. No, I've last couple weeks in another group we do a random anime night, and everybody brings 2 episodes of animes, or 2 people bring a movie for everyone to watch, and I saw the last 2 episodes of Girls on Panzer.
Sounds fair.
I want to watch that. I've always wanted to watch that.
I'm a big fan of the director of Girls on Panzer. He's done a lot of other good shows too. He did a show that I believe is actually turning 10. Actually turned 10 last year. It's a series I love a lot called Shirobako. Great series.
Yeah, Girls on Panzer is basically police academy or something or like an academy show with tanks that schoolgirls run, and like old school tanks, like World War II to World War II tanks. There's no one's brought up an Abrams yet, so
anime is weird.
Yeah, I think they're like T-82 Shermans, like that's the stuff they used back.
Like Tigers and
of course. Yeah.
Yeah, in the last episode, it's basically the last 2 episodes are basically an all-out battle royale, I guess you could say, between schools, and the winner doesn't, the winning school keeps their school. I don't know why. As I said, I just came in on the last 2 episodes, but it's just a big tank battle between different types of tanks and types of schools, and one of the tanks on the antagonist side was a tank called a Mouse, which was a super huge fuck off tank by the Germans. I forget.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how it looked, but it was big, it was bulky, it was, and it ended in a basically tank on tank, like round rodeo whatever between the protagonist and antagonist, who is their sister, I think.
Usually
it was like if you like watching tanks drift and firing at the same time, you will like this. You will like Girls on Panzer.
Where is that? Is that on Crunchyroll?
Probably. So you're telling me it's cute anime girls and biblically accurate tanks? Well, I'll be goddamned.
Okay.
So if you like World of Tanks or War Thunder, you would probably like this the series.
Might look into that.
Is it like old history, or is it like any history?
I really don't know, but it's basically all about different schools having different tank teams. Is what I could figure, because as I said, it was the last 2 episodes of that particular season.
I love like old history war shows, like they're especially the Saga of Tiny the Evil. That show's amazing.
Oh yeah, that's another one I need you to watch, Mike.
I want season. It's been God knows how many years, and they keep teasing season 2, and it just still hasn't happened.
Well, that's how that works, though. Trust me. It doesn't say, Kyle, what'd you have?
I was just gonna say, yeah, I actually have a lot of anime I've watched. So I think I might have talked about it in my last appearance in the What Have You Been Playing series. But I have completely finished off all 26 episodes of Vision of Escaflowne, the 90s TV show anime series done by, I believe, the guy who created Macross and is directed. I can't remember who directed, but the director's done some good stuff too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shoji Kawamori.
Yes,
is
he
the,
created the series, and I don't remember who did the directing, but it's another good anime director. They teamed up for it. Really good series. Vision of Escaflowne is fucking fantastic. In fact, I think I like it almost all, overall Macross stuff. Like, I know people love Macross, but I think I just prefer Vision of Escaflowne, to be honest. I love the romance of the series. It's so sweet. I think the fights are great. I'm not even much of a mecha person, but I love the robot design, the suit designs.
It's also an isekai.
Yeah, it is. There are a lot of good isekai before it became obnoxious fucking garbage that it is right now. Anyways, Vision of Escaflowne is fantastic. Go check it out. Great anime. Really good series. Fantastic music. Yoko Kanno is such a fucking incredible artist, and I'm even a huge fan of the opening song for the anime.
Escaflowne. It was the
about that. So
I don't.
Yeah, I know, but just kind of cut it in front of me. Anyways, that's okay. Anyways, Vision of Escaflowne is amazing. The opening song's amazing. I can't believe that was Maya Sakamoto's first ever anime that she voiced in. And she was only, I think, 16 when she recorded it. So, goddamn, what a career. Vision of Escaflowne is fantastic. I highly recommend it to everybody. It's a great series. Even if you're not into stuff like mecha or isekai or just fantasy or anything like that. I think it can win over anybody. It's just such a nice series. I've also started watching recently the remake of the Ranma What Half anime, and it's a lot of fun. It's really funny. I feel like it cuts a lot of the fat of the manga, which is nice because, look, I love Rumiko Takahashi. She's amazing. But Jesus Christ, her stuff is so long and fucking drawn out and kind of obnoxious. I'm sorry, it just gets a little old after a while. But, I love her concept, especially for Ranma. Ranma's a lot of fun. The new anime is amazing. It looks beautiful. Just a really fun little comedy series and lots of cool fight scenes. Really good stuff. I've also been watching, what else? I have also been watching, I actually just started this after Vision of Escaflowne as my next kind of long series. It's a series that I actually have seen before, but it's been a long time since I've seen it. I think I was 15 or 16 when I saw it. No, I think I was 15. It's a late 90s anime. I believe it aired in 99 or 99. It's a sort of a mecha anime. It's called Blue Gender.
Oh, yeah.
I know it.
Yeah.
It's a bit more of a mature anime of this guy who is cryogenically frozen because he had this disease that didn't have a cure. And he wakes up several years in the future, and the world's been taken over by these giant alien bug monsters called Blue. And he gets saved by this person in a giant robot suit. And the person just happens to be this woman. And she's this very hardened person because of the world she's grown up in. The Earth's been taken over entirely by these bug creatures. And
all of humanity is on satellite around.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
I do not remember the show at all. Apparently,
it's sort of like Starship Troopers, except without satire of the movie. But instead of being kind of fascist like the original book is, it's just a lot more kind of just straight-laced, but it's really good for what it is, though. I think I'm on the 4th episode, and I've really liked it. I remember I enjoyed the series when I was way younger, but I wanted to rewatch it and see if it still holds up, and so far, it's actually doing a pretty good job.
I haven't seen that show in God knows how long, and I have the Anime Legends DVD set on my shelf right behind me. I need to watch that again.
Funnily enough, it was shown on Adult Swim.
That's where I first saw it.
I'm a little surprised.
Was it Adult Swim?
It's Adult Swim.
I think so, yeah.
It's Adult Swim.
Adult Swim.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised by that because it's a pretty graphic series. There's a lot of really gory death.
Yeah, it's a bloody ass show.
Yep.
And if I recall correctly, the second half gets
even more violent
and some other thing.
Yep.
There's a movie too, which I have never seen, but it has an alternate ending.
Yeah, the movie's a retelling of the series. It's a bit of an Evangelion ripoff, which sucks because the original Blue Gender series is it's not trying to be like Eva. It's actually trying to be its own thing.
God, you're making me want to go watch this. Shit, I'm gonna pull my.
Yeah, I might actually have to like.
Good luck trying to find it. It is not streaming anywhere.
I'll figure it out.
Hold on.
Don't worry, Joe got us covered if you care. I'm sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sorry, I just pirated it. Excuse me. Sorry.
I mean,
Internet-
I have the DVD. I'm good, but because
Yeah, okay.
I'm a psycho who buys everything.
Good.
I was about to say Internet Archive probably has it or something.
Yeah, but that's how you're just still around
Torrent sites. Internet Archive is still around.
for now.
Yeah, but yeah, torrent sites, torrent anime, whatever.
All right, I actually have a couple anime to mention too quickly because I finally subscribed to Crunchyroll for the first time because my wife wanted to. Started watching Dragon Ball Z again, just because.
Nice.
And I'm watching Dragon Ball Super also, so I'm switching back and forth. You guys are right.
no.
That first arc with the Battle for the Gods is I prefer the movie.
Yeah.
How do you like the if you want to like the animation when that originally came out was worse.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's one of those things that I put on the background while I'm editing. Dragon Ball Z is perfect when I don't really care and I just want something playing while I'm doing other things, and that's when Dragon Ball Z gets put on because I don't need to hear what's happening. I know what's happening.
You don't need to see, you mean.
Yes. Thank you, Kyle. I said it wrong, but yes.
It's like,
Kind of piggybacking on that, I've been watching through people reacting the original Dragon Ball.
ooh, nice.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mikey. Yeah, I know it's super out of order, but when you finish, you should probably watch Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball's really good too.
Oh, yeah.
Dragon Ball
I've
Z.
seen all of Dragon Ball and I've seen all of Z up to the Cell.
You should find and watch the quote-unquote compilation movie called Dragon Ball Path to Power.
Someday. That's for a podcast eventually. But yes.
It's kind of a reanimated retelling compilation from the beginning of Dragon Ball to the end of the Red Ribbon Army arc. So with a lot of things taken out and a lot of things changed.
And one other anime I've been watching is Death Note. And you were right, Joe. I got to like the time skip and I got like 6 episodes left and Tiff is like, I'm done. She's like, you can finish this yourself. I don't care anymore. She's already seen the whole show.
Yeah,
So you like the second opening and ending?
Oh god, no. That second opening's awful.
We will fight you.
I go back. I go back and forth on loving and hating the second opening. Right now, I'm on the love it. I freaking love that opening, and then I may watch it one day and go, "Man, this opening sucks."
I'm not even like a metal fan, but it's just such a good
I don't.
song. Holy shit!
I only like some anime opening, and it doesn't go let's jam. Now that I don't skip.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Or if I'm hearing Kimadaki, Outlaw Star, I will listen to that.
God, that's a good
never
opening.
skip anime openings. I don't think I've ever.
Yeah, I skip.
Opening I've skipped.
Like with Dragon Ball Z, I skip 3 minutes into every episode.
Oh god.
So-
Dude, when you get past the Battle of the Gods, you should watch the Resurrection F movie.
Oh, I've
Sure
seen
did.
it. Also on this podcast. So
Well, the same band that did that second opening did the insert song Frieza.
Yeah, that is them.
okay. And is there anything else that you guys want to mention, or have everybody went?
I haven't gone yet, but John, I know you didn't go either. Did you say you watched the new Castlevania season?
If we'd have done this like we were originally going to tomorrow night, yes, I would have. But no, I have not had a chance to. I want to so bad because I love season 1 of Nocturne. It's so good.
I didn't finish the first season of Nocturne. I think I got 2 episodes in, and I need to finish that.
I would recommend like it. It takes a little bit to get going, but once you get about episode 4, I think, and once you hit episode 4, like it ramps up and it goes really fast. And I do think they had some pacing issues, but they had to build up to the last 3 episodes, and those last 3 episodes are. I think it's like season 4 is my favorite of Castlevania, and then probably Nocturne right behind season 4 of the original. Because those last 3 episodes are as some of the best animation I have ever seen.
I can't. The end of the second season, that fight, the entrance of Castlevania, just replays in my mind constantly.
Yeah, I won't say it got one-upped, but it almost got one-upped by the end of season 4 for me. Because the end of season 4 of Castlevania is just a perfect season.
That's fair. That last big fight for the end of that series is great. I haven't started Nocturne yet. I thought we were only getting 1 season of Nocturne. It's interesting that we got a second one. I didn't know that, but from the clips that I've seen from season 2, I'm like, I need to start Nocturne like last week.
Give it some time. It has some growing pains, but once you get used to what it's doing, I think it is really good.
I think all Castlevanias are like that. Sure.
Yeah, there's you will know the moment I'm talking about when the animation team just went, well, fuck it, we're doing everything.
Do you have any other animes too, John?
No, that's it. I haven't watched much anime in a few months. I need to get back to it. I've been doing everything.
I've got some recommendations. Kyle, do you have any as well? I know you got halfway through your list.
Yeah, sure. One last thing I've been watching. I actually started watching it, I believe, in November, but I've been taking my time with it. I have been watching the OVA series that came out in the late 80s into the early 90s, Crying Freeman.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
It was written by Takashi Koike.
Yeah, Takashi Koike. Yep.
Yeah, that guy is fucking weird as shit. Like, I know everybody knows of him because of Lone Wolf and Cub, which is a very acclaimed series. Everything else that guy wrote is fucking insane.
Yeah,
So
he wrote Lady
weird.
Snowblood as well, I think.
Yeah, Lady Snowblood. He wrote Mad Bull 34. He's written some like weird shit. And yeah,
Mad Bull 34, that's a trip.
What's it called?
Called Crying Freeman.
Okay.
It's about this assassin who works in Hong Kong. He's an assassin, but every time he kills somebody, he cries.
He's also hypnotized and forced to do this stuff.
Yes, so every time he kills somebody, he will literally cry for them. He will cry.
And he kills people in the nude too.
Oh yeah, there's lots of nudity in it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, but it's a pretty good series. I like him. Actually, I'm sorry. It's not Takashi Koike. It's Kazuo Koike. My bad.
Oh yeah, Kazuo Koike. Yeah.
Kazuo Koike is fucking weird as shit. That guy has written so much stuff. Rest in peace. I know he passed away a couple of years ago. Yeah, he's written some just weird as shit. Like I said, anything that's not Lady Snowblood or Lone Wolf and Cub is just fucking weird, and I love that about him. And
he didn't do those.
It's also a movie. What the fuck?
No. He did create Lone Wolf and Cub and Lady Snowblood.
No, you're thinking about Takeshi Koike. Kazuo Koike didn't do those.
What did he do then?
I forget. I know he's done some famous stuff.
Hold on. Kazuo Koike. Give me a second.
Yeah, it says he did Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yeah, see?
That's
what I'm talking about. Yes, Kazuo Koike.
Oh, yeah, Takeshi Koike is the red line guy.
Yeah, he's the red guy. That's why I got it mixed up. That's my bad, but like I said.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I did correct it. Anyways, Kazuo Koike was just so fucking weird. And I loved a lot of his weird shit. And Crying Freeman is one of those weird things. It's the animation's impressive, especially for an OAV at that time. That time too, that's like Japan was in like fucking the economic king was an economic king at that time, so they could afford
that's the bubble economy.
Yeah, they could afford like fantastic animation. So
yeah, it's the OVA boom and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
holy crap, he did X-Men.
What?
He did X-Men Unlimited number 50 from 2003. Holy crap.
He did do an X-Men comic. I forgot about that. But yes, Crying Freeman's really good. Really weird as shit, and I'm having a blast watching it. I have a couple more episodes left before I finish. But yeah, that is the rest of what I've watched for anime stuff.
I got one last anime thing I just remembered.
Okay.
During the same anime watch, as I said, the Grissom Panzer, we watched 2 episodes of Apothecary Diaries.
Ooh.
Well, that's real good.
I want to watch that. The Blu-rays are for pre-order now, and I keep thinking about just buying them.
Mike, that is Chinese anime.
Oh, okay.
It's on Netflix, I believe.
At first, I thought it was an isekai, but apparently it's just a historical drama.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too. I'm not the only one that had that. Same thing for you, Kyle?
I've only watched a little bit of it, but it's pretty good stuff. I'm really impressed with it.
Yeah, I thought it was an isekai too, so I get it.
Yeah, it's about a girl who works as an apothecary in one of the big households in feudal Japan. No, feudal China.
Yeah, China.
Yeah,
China. Yeah, and she was a slave beforehand and raised and taught medical stuff. As I said, a court apothecary, and it's just the court ins and outs and intrigue and politics and everything going on and just court stuff.
Probably
interesting.
Probably historically accurate stuff too. Probably, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, and I think she caught the eye of this young lord who just teases her and messes with her the whole time.
Yeah, romance.
Joe.
Yeah, my big last intro. I got a little bit of everything for everyone here. One preferably trying to get Mike to watch. First episode's out, and it's hella meta. Red Ranger becomes an adventure in another world.
Oh, I've heard that.
Yeah,
That show
I've
looks
seen
like
clips.
that show looks like a lot of fun. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I've seen clips. It looks fun too.
First episode's a lot of
Want to watch that?
Yeah, first episode's a lot of fun. It goes all over the tropes. It's funny because like the first episode starts off at the end of what is essentially a Power Rangers episode. They defeat the big bad, and he punches them, and he basically gets sent to another world. There's a witch girl who basically needs someone to help her help her do her magic stuff, and so it's the main character who literally just transforms. And so that they have fun with that. It's a lot of fun. They make meta jokes, and the
explosions are real.
Yeah, and they do that. It's an ongoing gag in the first episode, but I can promise it comes back a lot.
Yeah.
I wanted to say one for John, but he left. Another one made by Mappa, really beautiful, really interesting first episode. Senshu, Zenshu. Yeah, basically this girl works herself to death drawing manga, anime, and she basically wasn't paying attention, and they told her not to eat spoiled food, and she ate it, and she literally died and got sent to another world.
Oh God.
Yeah, and so it's really cute because I recommend it to all of you, especially you, Kyle. Like I said, a little bit of everything for everyone.
I do love Mappa. They do a lot of good anime.
Yeah, but
they just need to take a break for a while.
They really do. But she gets teleported to an anime that she loved as a kid. Like it's a very 90s anime. Okay. And she basically, since she's a drawer, she gets to basically she knows what happens. She knows what's going to happen, and she ends up changing it because she can draw. And that's where the series is going. And I'm like, oh, that's a really cool idea. It's got a bunch of old school. It's a very old school 90s anime.
Okay.
Or that it's not an old anime, but the world they get teleported to. No, the world they get teleported to, in the style, is supposed to be like a very 90s, like Sailor Moon, old school fantasy anime. The other one, Shangri-La Frontier. What happens when a guy gets plays too much Final Fantasy 14? It's very much in its season 2. It's in episode 39 already, from what I can tell. They're fighting. And basically, what I can explain it. The first episode, he's playing a VR game, the most popular VR game in Japan currently, and he ends up coming across basically a world boss, and it kills him. But the way it bites him in half on his chest and on his legs. So he can't wear leg armor, and he can't wear hand armor and body armor. So he's stuck wearing belts and a big bird helmet. And he basically goes into an all crit stat.
And doesn't need to beat that world boss, and everybody is like super impressed.
At the current moment, he doesn't beat it. They're impressed that he learned like 30 moves from it. They beat a different world boss in the first season, which is a big mecha samurai, and I think they broke the game because he has like robot armor now. It's pretty cool. And then trying to think of something else about. But while I'm thinking of something else that I watch. Interesting tip point, since we talked about him. If you want a fun anime David Lynch callback, Soul Eater. Soul Eater has a bunch of David Lynch references. I believe whenever he meets they meet a little monster, he's literally doing the dance in the room in Twin Peaks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, and then the same thing with the anime I mentioned earlier, Zenshu. If you like that idea, there's another anime called something in another world. It basically it's like Rider or something. I don't remember what the hell it's called. But there's another version of that. I'll think of it later. Someone will ask me. Someone in Discord asked me so I can remind him. But that pretty much takes the cake on what I've been watching. At least interesting wise. Because if I didn't mention it, I probably am not having a good time with it.
Okay.
That's one thing that's gonna go on soon. That the new Gundam series is gonna start soon. I think on the 7th tomorrow or February. I'm not. It's like a little compilation movie of the first 2 episodes. Is gonna start. G-Quacks, whatever it's called.
We got G-Quack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the new one, the new one with the Gundam that doesn't look like a Gundam.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
Isn't
being
that only
written.
in Japan?
Probably, yeah, but there's ways.
Oh yeah. Apparently, that is actually not a Gundam. I have done some deep diving. They have actually not shown what the Gundam is yet. That is the mobile suit that has been shown around is not the Gundam for the show.
Yeah, it's being written by Hideki Anno, the creator of Eva, and his team is doing a bunch of stuff. And and the character designer did the current Pokemon stuff. So some of the current Pokemon stuff.
Oh,
I'm really excited.
I yelled at my husband from the other room. The anime I was talking about is no longer allowed in Another World. It's about a writer. It's about a writer. Yeah, so Riley gets teleported to another world, and where the heroes have basically the heroes that have been teleported there have become villains, and so he's basically writing them out of the main story. It's kind of you get from like the first couple episodes. Oh, you good?
No, I've heard of, and I think the character, the writer, is also a reference in what's it called? The other one, not Blood Blockade Battlefront, but I forget his name. It's Dazai. Is the same person.
Bungo Stray Dogs.
Yeah, it's the same person.
Yeah, I think.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, but I think this guy's based off an actual person. But
Yeah, the actual person Dazai. The
okay.
actual reference is in Bunko Stray Dogs.
Okay.
He was. This is off the top of my head. I heard from a YouTuber or whatnot. So grain of salt, whatnot. He was a very depressed writer. And wrote some kind of depressing works. I forget or no, but yeah, as I said, just do your own research.
I mean, the anime also tells you too. In the anime, he's constantly eating like pills, like pain pills and stuff, because he's constantly in pain. He has a very high poison tolerance too. There's a part where like the most venomous snake in the world bites him, and it disintegrates, and he's like, lol. But yeah, that's my rant, Mike.
All right, I think that's everything then. We should wrap this up.
Yeah.
And Kyle, where can we find you at?
You can find me at my podcast at the Unidentified Flying Obsession Podcast, or the UFO Podcast. You can find that wherever you get your podcasts. And you can also find me on Blue Sky at Chibi UFO, CHIBIUFO.bsky.social.
And John.
You can find me every once in a while over on the Commander Lionheart channel whenever he streams.
Okay. And Carson.
Just typical Video Dragon 64 on Blue Sky and X or wherever, and still debating and hiatus streaming with my VTuber Desiree Corruption on Twitch. So don't know if I'm gonna go back to it or not. But resolution for the year is gonna be to finish some games more than I do now. But yeah, you can find me those places.
And if you enjoyed this episode, over 700 other episodes of this podcast, you want to hear everything we have for What Are You Playing, they'll be in the show notes. There is, like 4 years worth of these, so definitely go check that out if you enjoy this. If you want to support the show, we do have a Patreon, a little dog vote in our Patreon polls. We have 1 to 2 a month. Right now, we're doing 2 a month and 2 next month too, so definitely go. Great time to support the show and affect the show. And if you want to be on the show, if you want to suggest things, if you want to just lurk, chat with us, join our Discord, which is free. And you'll see a link in the show notes to that. I want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro courtesy of Helena at HellHasFree. Follow her on TikTok and Instagram. And definitely check out A Gamer Looks at 40 with Bill Tucker. He is back and he's currently doing Final Fantasy VII. So definitely go check out his podcast too. And I think that's everything we need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Nara.